So what if I told you that almost half, that's right, half of all knowledge workers in the US are using AI on the job right now? Just a couple of years ago, that number was less than 10%. This isn't just some new productivity app we're talking about. This is a full-blown, bottom-up revolution that is completely changing how business gets done. Today, we're going to dig into the data and see how ChatGPT is going from a simple tool to the new operating system for work itself. Here's the game plan for this explainer. We're going to start with the core assertion, the really big idea that's driving all this change. Then we'll get into the hard numbers on adoption, see who's actually using AI and how they're using it. And finally, we'll put it all together and figure out what this means for the future of work and, well, for you. All right, so the big idea here is this. ChatGPT isn't just another tool in the toolbox anymore. It's becoming a new foundational operating system for knowledge work. Think about it like this. Right now, your company is kind of like a city with different neighborhoods. You've got finance, marketing, engineering, all doing their own thing. Well, AI is becoming the new smart infrastructure that connects all of it, creating one seamless, super efficient city of work. So to put it simply, we're moving way beyond just asking it questions and getting answers. This is about building a central hub for all of a company's knowledge. A shared, intelligent space where teams can actually solve complex problems together, connect their workflows, and just get so much more done. It's the new way we're going to interface with work. But for an operating system to really work, it has to be everywhere. It needs massive scale. And that is exactly what's happening. This isn't some slow, top-down corporate directive, no. We are seeing what is probably the fastest adoption of any enterprise technology ever, and it's all being driven from the bottom up. I mean, just look at this chart. The growth it's just insane. It's a vertical line. What started out as a consumer toy has basically stormed the gates of the enterprise. It's this grassroots movement led by younger employees that brought AI inside the company walls, proving how useful it was way before management could even schedule a meeting about it. And the stats just confirm the story. In late 2022, fewer than 1 in 10 knowledge workers in the US were using AI. Today, that number is 43%. Just let that sink in for a second. This isn't a niche tool for a few tech nerds anymore. It's getting very close to being mainstream across the entire economy. So, why is this happening so fast? What's the fuel for this fire? It's simple. It just works. A study from the Fed found that people using AI are saving on average more than 3 hours a week. That is a massive incentive. When a tool can give you back that much time, it stops being a nice-to-have and becomes an absolute must-have. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Look at the connection between education and adoption. A full 45% of workers with postgraduate degrees are using ChatGPT at work. This tells us something huge. The people with the most complex, information-heavy jobs, the researchers, the analysts, the strategists, they're the ones who are seeing the biggest, most immediate value from this tech. Okay, so we've established the scale is massive. But to really get this whole operating system idea, we need to dig a little deeper. We need to figure out the scope. Which industries, which departments are really leaning in? Because the patterns here are incredibly revealing. It's probably no surprise that the IT sector is leading the pack, right? 27% of all business users are in IT. That makes perfect sense, given how good these tools are at coding and technical stuff. But what's really fascinating here is manufacturing. Seeing them pop up as a major user hints at a whole future of AI-driven automation and supply chain. And this heat map just lays it all out so perfectly. Look at this. See the bright red spot over computer programming? That's engineering and IT. Now, contrast that with the bright blue over in writing and text generation. That's your marketing and sales teams. It's like a chameleon, adapting its skills to whatever job needs to get done.
So what's the big takeaway here? It's that ChatGPT is not a one-size-fits-all thing. For a developer, it's a coding co-pilot. For someone in marketing, it's a creative partner for writing copy. We've got two totally different types of users using one incredibly flexible platform to do their core work. So that split is a really important piece of the puzzle. But to get the full picture, we've got to go another level deeper. It's not just about what people are doing, but how they're doing it. Are they using the platform's more advanced features? Because this is where we start to see a real gap between casual use and deep, meaningful integration.
So with this crazy adoption rate, you'd think everyone is becoming a power user, right? That they're all tapping into the full potential of this technology. But is that what's really happening? Well, the data shows us something a little more complicated and maybe a little surprising. And here it is. This is the key insight. A lot of people are using AI, but very few are truly mastering it. The advanced stuff, like data analysis, file uploads, building your own custom agents, most people aren't touching it. The big exception, you guessed it, the technical folks. They are the power users, the ones really pushing the limits of what this thing can do. This slide shows you exactly what I mean. Look at R&D. They're all about data analysis and image upload. But for the sales and marketing folks, the main advanced tool is just search. This shows that even though adoption is wide, the depth of that use is all over the place. It's really the difference between using a simple calculator versus building a complex financial model. All right, so let's pull all these threads together. We've got super fast, broad adoption, but the really deep advanced use is stuck with a handful of technical power users. So what does that tell us? Where is all of this heading? Well, this data isn't just a picture of today. It's more like a crystal ball. It's giving us a blueprint for what the company of tomorrow is going to look like and how value is going to be created in the future. This evolution is probably going to happen in 3 waves. First up is augmentation. AI becomes your assistant, doing all the tedious tasks and freeing you up to be the supervisor, the strategist. Second, integration. AI becomes the connective tissue, holding the whole company together. And finally, transformation. With all the routine stuff automated, we humans are finally free to focus on what we do best: creativity, strategy, and pure innovation. And let's be absolutely clear about the scale of this. This isn't just another software update. We are talking about a fundamental shift on the level of the Industrial Revolution. Just like electricity changed the factory forever and the internet completely rewired how we communicate, AI is setting the stage for the next giant leap in human productivity. We are literally living through it right now. So I'll leave you with this final thought. The data shows us where this train is headed. The question isn't if AI is going to be part of our work, it's how. So as it becomes the main operating system for business, how will your job, your research, your career have to change to take advantage of it? That's the question we all need to be thinking about. Let me know what you think down in the comments. See you in the next one. Subscribe, like, and comment.